Altra Experience Flow, the second version, if you want to call it that way, of Altra's road running shoe, which has a 4mm drop. It is my first 4mm drop from Altra, apart from the Altra Experience Wild. They were both together actually. And how does it stack up compared to some other models from Altra or other brands? The usual disclaimer, I bought this shoe from my own money. I bought it from bergfriend.de or .eu, and I bought this one and the Altra Experience Wild together for around €140. They were slightly on sale, and I bought them with my own money, and all the opinions expressed in this video are my own. Before I dive into the things that I like and I dislike, I'm going to speak about some specifications about the Altra Experience Flow. So stack height is a 4mm drop, 32mm at the heel, 28mm in the forefoot for the men's version. For the female's version, 30mm at the heel, 26mm at the forefoot, which makes it exactly the same like the Experience Wild. To be honest, they are like the same shoe. One has lugs and the other one has rubber. The outsole is rubber. It's a compressed molded EVA midsole, similar to the ones of the Altra Experience Wild, even though when you're wearing it, it feels slightly different. The one of the Experience Wild, it feels slightly softer. The foot shape is standard. The foam softness is that of 19.1 on the hardness scale, which according to runrepeat.com, it's in the same ballpark of the Hoka Carbon X3. The width at the toe, at the big toe, is 87.6mm. Again, it has no gusseted tongue. The price is that of €150, and in my size 44.5 is super lightweight at 250 grams. I bought this shoe to replace the Altra Torin 7, and those who actually watched my videos about the Altra Torin 7, that was, for me at least, for my feet and the way I ran, it was a huge disappointment. This one, already it feels much different. I ran around 150 kilometers in this one up to now, and it already feels much different. The foam might be similar or as firm as the Torin 7, however, something in the geometry, it works much better. Maybe the front part of the shoe is rockered, maybe the way of the 4mm drop, I have no idea. However, it does work much better for me. It might not be as voluminous as other Altras, so even though the width of the toe box is standard to most Altras, however, the volume in the midfoot and in the toe box is not as high as other Altras, which for me is an advantage because I have very low volume feet. In fact, it's the only Altra that I don't need to put either some padding in the tongue or an insole under Altra's insole to reduce the volume. So for me, that's an advantage. If you have very high volume feet, it might be a little bit on the tight side. I tend to use it for speed sessions or for runs where I need to keep a steady pace, and it does feel great. I really enjoy running in the shoe, increasing the pace. It does feel a little bit responsive compared to something like the Via Olympus 2. That one feels a little bit softer, so I tend to choose that one for the easy runs, and for anything else I tend to choose the Experience Flow. In fact, in a couple of weeks I'm planning to even run a marathon. I would not be running all out, I will be pacing someone, and I hope that to run in this shoe. As I said, I had a couple of tempo runs, threshold runs, and I think that this shoe did great in them. It is not a very high stacked shoe compared to some other shoes in today's world. At 28mm in the forefoot, yes, it is not the most stacked. Some others, they might be 32, 33 in the forefoot. However, as I said, it's very enjoyable, especially because of the weight. This shoe really feels light. It's surprising compared to the others. It's the lightest shoe, even compared to something like the Mont Blanc Carbon, and as if you have literally nothing, both in your hand and even on your feet. The other thing that I like, that is affordable. Nowadays, to find shoe which cost less than 150 euro is not that easy. If you find it, especially around 100 euro, I just bought one similar to my eldest son for 101 euro, and I believe that for that price it is a very good bargain. Some things maybe that I dislike, honestly I'm gonna nitpick here because, as I said, I really enjoy the shoe. Maybe the outsole is not as grippy as something like Adidas Continental outsole. It still does a good job. However, if the roads are covered in dew, or maybe the first light rain after a dry period, yes, it might be a bit slippery. Again, toe box might not be as wide and as spacious as some other Altras. However, compared to some other companies, it is still wider. The foam might be a bit on the firm side, which can be a good thing when you're doing some speed runs. However, if you're doing some easy runs, it might be a little bit too harsh. That's for those runs, usually, as I said, I tend to choose the Via Olympus 2. 4mm drops does not make everyone happy, but to be honest, I did not feel the difference. I rotate between 0mm drop and 4mm drop. Up to now, at least, I think I have no issue with both types of shoe, both the 0 and the 4. So I cannot complain personally about that. However, of course, you know what's best for you, so keep in mind that it has a 4mm and drop. The midsole is a simple EVA. However, as I said, I really enjoy running in this shoe, especially if I'm doing some tempo runs and some threshold runs. If this shoe would be something like the Topot Spectre 2, I think it might be better. If it's all P-backs, I think it can be a really fun shoe to run in. As you might notice, so far I am enjoying this shoe. The long-term review will reveal more things that I like and dislike. If you found this video useful and informative, please consider pressing the thumbs up and subscribing to this channel. It would really help my channel and it would cost you absolutely nothing. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to write them below. I would gladly try to answer them, and if not, maybe I can try to guide you to someone else that can actually answer your questions. Thank you very much for now. See you in the next one.